Alrighty then, guys. I want you to see this image of this mixed family. Okay, so usually I've showed you guys images of black men and white women, but I want to show you guys that the same thing happens with black women and white men. Okay, look at this. This is, I imagine, this is the first generation, the descendants of this woman. At least this one. This one might be maybe this man's daughter by another woman. It's possible, but this one is definitely from this lady, guys. Okay, I want you to see that this child already looks nothing like her, but for some inexplicable reason, I'm sorry, looks more like this guy. Okay, because this is what interracial relations is really about, guys. Okay, simple black people think it's about love. Oh, you can love everybody, but okay, the elites, let me use the elites that tend to be this particular demographic, they know that interracial relations is a means of changing the demographic of indigenous people. Okay, in a few generations you can use interracial relations to change them from a negro people to this people, guys. This is what has been done in many parts of the world, the Americas, in Europe, many parts of the world. um, yeah, it's very important you guys pay attention to this. Okay, I want you to see what this says about this relationship. Look at this. All right, so look at what Google tells us about this word. I want you guys to learn it. It's very important. Blanqueamiento. It's a Spanish word, okay, and it means this racial whitening. Okay, this is a means that in Latin America is from Mexico all the way to South America. This process was used to whiten the indigenous people of those lands. And guess what? Interracial relations was the process, guys. Look at this. So it says blanqueamiento, literally Spanish for whitening or bleaching, refers to the socio-political and ideological process of racial whitening prominent in post-colonial Latin America. It describes both a historic state policy promoting European immigration to lighten populations. Yes, bringing Europeans, white people, guys, into your place to lighten you, to change the demographic of that particular region in a few generations to white people, guys. Very important. Look at this. Okay, so look at what it says. Okay, European immigration to lighten the indigenous population and an individual social practice favoring lighter skin partners to avoid up okay to achieve upward mobility, guys. This is why I always tell you guys the affliction that black people have. In a lot of places, black people are afflicted, they're not as rich, tend to live in poverty. That stuff is put there on purpose so that when you guys have maybe a mulatto, a mixed child, that child will look to the left, see his black parents suffering. He will look to the right, see his white parents, enjoying life on average, right? White people do have a better life on average. On average, I'm not saying every single white person is living well, but on average, white people are living more comfortably than black people. And then that mulatto child will decide to continue the process of marrying into white. The child needs to believe that marrying white will lead to prosperity for their own descendants, guys, for their offsprings. Okay, so the first generation creates this, right? It creates this. And then this child, when he sees that, oh, black people are not enjoying life as much, and then he looks at the white side and says, oh, white people tend to be enjoying life more. What comes next is this. This, guys, okay? This is Zendaya, popular American actress. She's a mulatto, guys. Her father, look at her father right here, a black man, her mother, a white woman. Okay, I see her right here. Okay, so she herself, she saw that, oh, black people tend to be oppressed and afflicted. And she saw that her mother's side of the family tend to, enjoy life on average. Okay, so she made the decision to do what? To continue that process of whitening out herself. Okay, and by the end of her life, her children will look like this, and none of them will look anything like her father, guys, because this man, whether he knows it or not, that process of blanqueamiento, racial whitening, he started it. He's a simple fellow. He's a very simple fellow, whether he knows it or not. He started it, and after a few generations, none of his children, none of his descendants will look like him. But coincidentally, all of them will look like this side of the family. Okay, it's very important black people pay attention, guys. Okay, this stuff is used to do this to you guys. Okay, whiting you guys out, reducing the Negro blood in every generation of your offsprings and increasing the Caucasian blood. So before you know it, all your descendants will be white people, and none of them will look like you. None of them will be black people. Terrible.